Sup YouTube, it's TCG here and welcome back to another TCG battle video on my channel. Today we're checking out the first place winning list of NAIC. Andrew HEDRICK was able to win it all with the Turbo Lost Box deck 2.0. Some new cards from Twilight Masquerade are in this deck and we're going to be checking it out today on some gameplay over at TCG Live. So if you guys are excited, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button and subscribe for more daily Pokemon TCG content. We recently passed 65,000 subscribers, which is actually mind-boggling, and I want to thank every single person watching the daily content. With that being said, we're going to be checking out this Lost Box deck. So what is different? We still have Flower Selecting Comfey in this list in combination with Colress's Experiment to get as many cards in the Lost Zone as possible. With 3 copies of Lost Vacuum in combination with 4 copies of Pokéstop, you go turbo through the deck, and then if you get 7 cards in the Lost Zone, you can start using, of course, Mirage Gate to then power up your Pokemon. You can use the Moonlight Shuriken of Radiant Greninja. You can even go for MP very much on the Iron Hands EX, and there's even an Iron Thorns EX, which actually is a super crazy Pokemon when it's in the active position, shutting down any rule box Pokemon, their abilities, except for future Pokemon. If you get 10 cards in the Lost Zone, you can even attack with Lost Zone, the Lost Mine attack of Sableye, spreading 12 damage counters wherever you feel like. If there's a Flutter Mane blocking your path, a Hyper Blower Iron Bundle is there to save the day, and with, of course, 4 copies of Super Rod, you can reuse that from time to time. For the other supporters, there's a Balsasaurus, there's a Roxanne, and there is a Prime Catcher as the ace pack card of choice. And for, of course, the powerful Pokemon, we now have access to Bloodmoon Ursaluna EX, which is actually similar to Radiant Charizard, and now you can actually play the draw power of Greninja while playing still a late game beat stick in the form of Bloodmoon Ursaluna. Definitely combined with Roxanne, you can get some crazy turns off with a card like Bloodmoon Ursaluna. What else do we have is the Iron Thorns for the initialization, but also can one-shot stuff like Lugia V-Star, for example. And there is, of course, the Iron Hands, which can then take 2 prize cards on any Pokemon that you knock out. Let's say you knock out a Comfey, you take 2 prize cards, and basically you get an additional prize card for every KO, which is kind of crazy. We're going to be testing this deck out currently on the rank ladder, so hopefully you guys are excited for some Turbo Lost Box action. If you've had enough of Lost Box, there is, of course, the new card Kyurem coming out, of course, in the Shrouded Fable set in August. And also I want to thank my sponsors that make the videos possible. DragonShield.com for your sleeves, binders, and deck boxes. Use the coupon ZABLUES5 to get 5% off. YourPlaymat.com to create your own unique custom playmat. PokeTownStore.com for your TCG Live code card needs. And there's CardMarket.com for European players, where you're able to buy as well as sell cards to people all across Europe. You can use the referral name ZABLUESTCG to help support the channel. With that being said, we are waiting for an opponent over here on the ranked ladder. We have made master rank, so that's actually super cool, and there has been an opponent found, so let's see what they're going to be playing in this specific meta. I would say Lost Box actually doesn't seem to be having that many bad matchups. There's no TM Devo in this list. It's just pure aggression with Pokestops, trying to get as many cards in the Lost Zone as possible. And also, not a lot of decks currently are playing Jirachi, which is one of the cards that can stop stuff like Lost Mine. Also, not a lot of decks are playing Lost City, which can just put your one-off Pokemon in the Lost Zone. All of those cards are not being played currently, making this actually a super nice deck. So yeah, I can go first. Sure, we can start with the initialized Iron Thorns, but we do have Comfey, so we want to get as many cards in the Lost Zone as possible. We can use the Hisuian Heavy Ball, then we instantly know what our prize cards are, and then we can go from there on out. I cannot promise you guys we will win this battle, but we're going to show what it's all about. And it looks like we are going to be up against Turbo Iron Hands deck, so a future box deck, I would say. So with that being said, I'm actually going to go for Hisuian Heavy Ball. That seems to be the best plan of action. There is, yeah, nothing in there. So currently, what do we do with the Flower Selecting? We can Nest Ball already for another Comfey, but it depends here. I'm actually going to be doing that. So let's just get Comfey and go from there. We don't need to check what else is prized, since we do have access to this. Let's go with the Flower Selecting here. There is a switch card, which actually is not bad. That means we can already get another card in the Lost Zone. There we go. Flower Selecting number 2. There is that Colress, super important. That means we can use this Colress and go from there on out. So yeah, it's gonna have to be this situation. They could use Peak Acceleration for the KO. That's only gonna give them 1 prize card, which is great. In our specific defense, we can also try to Mirage Gate onto a Bloodmoon Ursaluna, which actually can be very tanky in a matchup like this. So that's going to be the main key card I'm going to try and focus on, because I don't even know if they can get a turn 1 MP very much. Their Electric Generator already whiffs, which is great news for us. Let's see if they have a supporter in hand. It's just going to be Peak Acceleration for 80. They do get the knockout, and the Bloodmoon... the Iron Hands on the bench is getting powered up. So we do have a little bit of time left. If we can just have a lone Bloodmoon, the Bloodmoon by itself will be able to take at least 4 prize cards, which is great. We can also amp the opponent, but let's see. Okay, first of all, let's get that Colress activated. There is, of course, a Comfey right there. I'm not going to super rod that in. We have a Comfey here. Now that I think about it, definitely saving a Mirage Gate. And let's see here. Energy seems to be the best plan of action here. Then we have Comfey, Touch of Retreat. We can get 2 more Comfeys if we use 1 Super Rod already. Interesting. Then we Buddy Puff, and then we can get, there's 3 of them. Then we can get 2 Comfeys set up. That actually is not too bad, right? Let's take these. Then we can Super Rod. Then we can Buddy Puffin, and then get 2 more Comfeys. Let's go. And now the fun starts with flower selecting. Number 1. It is a switch. I'm not gonna take that Colress experiment. We just need to get as many cards in the Lost Zone as possible. There's currently 5 of them in there. Switching to this guy. Let's go flower selecting again. There's another Colress experiment. This time around, I will take it. And we can attach here. The problem I see currently is that this guy can take multiple prize cards, which is very, very bad for us. But on the other hand, there will be a scenario where Bloodmoon can go crazy, which always is a great thing to see. Here is another flower selecting. And we can have that Roxanne turn, which is crazy. We can also go for Pokéstop to go a little bit crazy. But if we are able to, of course, go with Roxanne, putting them down to 2 cards while getting a Bloodmoon activated, that's going to be winning the game 100%. So we did get rid of a Pokéstop. That could have helped them out as well. I'm not going to be using this Iron Hands. I'm also not going to be retreating like Mirage Gate Attach Retreat and go for the Initialize ability. Just going to be taking it slow and steadily wins the race. They can use Peak Acceleration once again. Currently, they still cannot use MP very much unless they hit another generator. They can knock out another Comfey, but that's where the fun will end. And they still don't know that we have Roxanne. I'm prepared to give up on another Pokemon here. Peak Acceleration, and that's where the fun will end, right? Peak Acceleration. Prime Catcher is in our deck though, so I saved the Roxanne here, but we still have Colress as well. And it looks like they don't have a lot to work with. Like, their Miraidon is here. We can use, like, how much is this actually slapping? Currently 200. We can use our own Iron Hands to take 2 prize cards on this Miraidon, but that will force 2 Mirage Gates out of us, which actually is a lot. So, with that being said, here we have our situation going. Let's Colress experiment here. There is a Cramorant, Greninja, Mirage Gate, Nazball. I think these are the best plan of action. I think so. There's a vacuum there. Can get us to more heights. It's fine. Let's take these. We have the double Mirage Gate, so we can take 2 prize cards there if we want to. There's also the Nazball capability. I really want to be finding Bloodmoon here. Bloodmoon Prime Catcher, this guy will be huge. That will be huge. So I'm actually gonna scout real quick. Nazball, we do have access to Bloodmoon. And we have access to the Iron Bundle as well. Iron Bundle and into Bloodmoon. They have taken 2 prize cards, so we can get this guy up and ready to go. Yeah, seems to be the best plan of action. Let's just take this guy. Slap down the Greninja. We can already use Mirage Gate, or we can use Iron Hands here. Take 2 prize cards there. If we ever get knocked out, that'll be bad. Interesting. Could slap it down, Mirage Gate, but we definitely want to have 2 prizes, right? So the best plan of action is going for Mirage Gate, this one. Currently, our Bloodmoon is up and ready to go. Already, we can save one Mirage Gate here. It's gonna go flower selecting. There's the Pokéstop. Pokéstop is great. We can use switch. More importantly, let's go for the Pokéstop here. Really want to be finding something like Prime Catcher here. That would be great. Okay, Prime Catcher it is. We have the Palpad as well here. So they have taken 2 prize cards, meaning this is reduced by 2. Yeah, let's go with that Mirage Gate once again. There's also Lost Mine Sableye trapping with Roxanne play. So I'm also going to slap this down. Or saving my switch out. I think that's also not too bad here, right? Mirage Gate, only 1 available though. There we go. And now we Prime Catcher up the Iron Hands. Let's go. We do have the switch still available. Let's Palpad back in the boss's orders. Might as well get the Colress experiment as well. There's more stuff we can do here. We have Super Rods, which could have gotten us an additional energy in play, but this seems fine. Let's go with it. Bloodmoon, and the Iron Hands has been evaporated. Look at that. They have taken prize cards, and now they're gonna have to deal with this Bloodmoon here in their path. And Boss's Order is still in the deck. Vacuum still in the deck. We can still switch to another Pokemon if need be. This is looking incredibly good. We have only burned 2 Mirage Gates, so there's 1 in the Lost Zone. Pokéstop, all the resources gone. That's crazy. Yeah. Currently, we can still use... Cramorant is in the Lost Zone, however. So we can still Super Rod, I suppose. We can switch our attack with the Bloodmoon once again. How many switches do we have access to? 1, 2, 2 of them. Yeah, we have a lot of switches left. And there's still the Roxanne play as well. Colress's experiment. It's not the boss's orders that I really want. So we're gonna have to switch it around, I suppose. Maybe Pokéstop first. You never know what you find with a Pokéstop, right? But if I discard my boss, that would be pretty bad. But there's also Iron Bundle. There's also Iron Bundle. What am I worrying about? Okay, we do get another switch out, so that could be reasonable. I'm gonna go Colress's experiment, take the boss, take the switches. We have another Super Rod in hand, so let's just take all of these. Let's go. We still don't have Iron Bundle anywhere, so that's kind of silly. Switch card. Just need to find Iron Bundle. Flower selecting. More switch outs. That's kind of ridiculous. We're gonna switch out to this guy. Not a lot of stuff remaining, by the way. Where's the Iron Bundle? There it is. It is here. It's gonna push away that Miraidon. It's gonna be fantastic. So here's the Iron Bundle. The only card left in our deck is a Nazball. So I was trying to find it, but it didn't happen. So Hyper Blower, and we have a boss as well, so that's cool. Alright, so we can switch card, then we should have, like, even if this goes down, we will draw Nazball, which is Bloodmoon Ursaluna, which is fantastic. So I'm just gonna switch around here once again. Look at this guy go. We can, they're not gonna finish us with this. We need Super Rod for our other fella. We can vacuum away this Pokéstop, but the Pokéstop is gonna help us out as well with all these cards. So I'm actually just gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna slap with the Bloodmoon for 240. This is gonna be the Bloodmoon sweep. We're gonna Super Rod it back. It's gonna be great. We get 2 prize cards once again, and since we do have Super Rod, there's even, oh, these are great resources. Our last Mirage Gate was prized, but the only thing I need in this matchup is like my Bloodmoon. It's very powerful, 210 HP. Let's see what they grab from the Pokéstop now. They can knock it out for 2 prizes, but yeah, they're gonna be knocked out instantly by another Bloodmoon. We still have the Vacuum as well. They will need something like an Iono in order to stand a chance. It's a research. These decks typically do not play Unfair Stamp. They typically play Prime Catcher, so that means we instantly win the game because of the fact that we have all these cards in hand. What are they gonna try and do? We're gonna Super Rod Bloodmoon, and we're gonna, yeah, even if they attack with a 2-prizer, then the only thing we need to do is like Super Rod. We have a switch card in hand. That's probably gonna be game. Bloodmoon, too powerful in this deck. It is kind of nuts. Arm Press for 240. We are knocked out. They might think, oh, Does this person still have something left? We only have one card, and we're going to be drawing Nuzball, which is actually the card I really need. And even if they had something like a Bravery Charm, it would have not mattered. So Super Rod, we're going to be adding in Super... might as well get all the Ds, doesn't matter. We're Super Rodding these in. And then we Nuzball, Flower Selecting, and off we go. Off to the races with this. Let's go. So we have, yeah, they just could say that's why it was glitching. So Super Rod, Blood Moon, get the Blood Moon back in there. We had the energy as well, and then we use Comfey to get the energy attached, and we win the game. Let's go. That was the Blood Moon sweep here with, of course, the updated Turbo Lost Zone box deck. And I want to give a huge shout out to Andrew Hedrick. He's really racking it up, winning tournaments left and right, and now with his NAIC win here, he's yeah, putting itself on the map here as one of the greatest players in the modern era. So let's go with another game here for the Turbo Lost Zone box, and people will be glad to know that Lost box decks are still super viable. There will be, of course, one thing to worry about, and that's going to be the fact that there is, of course, the crazy potential of the new Kyurem, or Kyurem, depends on how do you pronounce it, from the Shroud of Fable set. That's going to be really painful for the Lost Box variants, as it slaps 110 damage to 3 targets if there is a Colress in the discard pile. Okay, do we want to go first? I think this list always wants to go first. We have Pokestops, we have Switches, we have Comfeys, we have all the goodies in the world to start going with some Lost Zone numbers. The more cards in the Lost Zone, the better. And then, of course, this is the downside of playing a Lost Box deck with a hand like this. Is gonna be like, I call them the Sableye scratch hands. That's what it is. Yeah, there's nothing we can do. Just attach and pass. And luckily, Dragapult EX decks do require some time to set up, like at least 2 turns. But in our situation, there's not a lot we could do here. We can maybe draw into Buddy Puffin, get 2 Comfeys established, and then from one of the Comfeys find Colress into Cramorant attack. That would be like the most ideal scenario. Another thing we could draw is the Radiant Greninja into Colress's Experiment, maybe a Pokéstop into Nuzball into Buddy Puffin. A lot of cards here, but looks like we are stuck with only the late game cards in hand. A thing the opponent could do is also play an Iono down. That would be beautiful, but most of the time, these kind of players are going to be using something like Arven to get their setup established. Yeah, just an insta charge, not even playing a supporter. I would also not play an Iono when the opponent has this. We have Prime Catcher. They also don't have an energy established, by the way, so... what are we gonna do? It's gonna have to be Sableye Scratch. Let's go. I don't even know if they have Neo Upper Energy. For Sealstone, Neo Upper Energy, Rare Candy, Dragapult Slap is where we will see our demise. And I am ready to concede as soon as I see that, but they will need to find resources first. And they were hesitant to, of course, use something like Iono, but now you have to go for it, I would say. We're safe from at least one more turn. We did scratch the Dreepy right there. I don't know if it's going to be making any difference, because now currently the Dreepy has 5 damage counters remaining. Okay, sure. There's a Dragapult. New Upper Energy is all they need to win this game. Oh, now that I think about it, even the Jet Headbutt is not enough. Arven, for Sealstone, New Upper Energy is where I see our demise here. And there's an Earthen Vessel. Okay, no Forest Sealstone. Maybe we are safe for one more turn, but we are going to be put on a clock. Even there's not a lot that could save us from this. Not even one card in the Lost Zone currently, so this is very bad. And sometimes you could have hands that really clunk you up quite terribly. Tatsugiri, that's great for some damage spread with the Lost Mine, but it's not gonna happen. It all comes down to our top deck. Luckily we have 80 HP. There's an escape board. We're coming onto that. Tatsugiri, little fella. Jet, Headbutt. Okay, can we draw ourselves out of this situation? That is the question. The question is, no, we cannot. I could like try and install with Prime Catcher, but they have Earthen Vessel, they had the energy regardless. So yeah, Lost Zone. There's 2 phases you can have while playing Lost Zone. Like, oh, I have everything And then you have, oh, Sableye Scratch. That's why we call them Sableye Scratch hands. Let me know in the comments down below if you've ever seen a situation where you really wanted to win in a specific tournament, but then had the unfortunate Sableye Scratch hand. Like, all the late game cards combined. Not good. Not good indeed. Let us continue on with the next game. So we did showcase the Bloodmoon Ursaluna sweep. This time around we're going first again. Hopefully one Nazball, Buddy Puff, and Comfey Pokéstop in hand to at least do something. And now we have access to switch card as well as Buddy Puffin. So this is not too bad of a hand, I might add. We can get 2 Comfeys established with that Buddy Puffin. Can switch card into one of them. At least we will have 2 cards in the Lost Zone, and with 3 copies of 3 copies of Lost Vacuum in our hand, this is going to be a completely different match. Iron Hands is pretty much good in almost every matchup in the current format except for Raging Bolt. And it looks like we're going to be up against another Dragapult deck, and this is great. So Buddy Puffin, we're going to get 2 of these, and let's see if Greninja is part of the plan. Greninja is part of the plan, that's perfect. I'm actually going to switch card first, and before we use Nazball here, I'm actually going to flower select a little bit, because for all we know, we draw into Radiant Greninja. It's definitely going to be switch card over the other card right there. We can switch card again. Use this first before we Nazball. Come on. There's a Colress. I'll take it. Perfect. Going with Nazball. We could attach Retreat and get another Comfey, but these Comfeys have low HP. The Comfeys have low HP. So I think maybe Greninja is the better plan, but getting 3 cards in the Lost Zone already, putting up some turbo pressure is actually not too bad either. Let's go with that instead. Attach Retreat. I know they have low HP. Don't you worry. We know that. Flower selecting again. I'll take the Pokegear since I know Greninja is in there. And now we're going to be going for that Pokéstop, digging a little bit deeper. Double Super Rod, Ursaluna gone. We don't mind one bit. So we currently have 3 cards in the Lost Zone. Comfey flower selecting, and off we go. There's a lot of switches gone. We've used 2. There is 2 switches in the Lost Zone. So, but we can of course go for that turn 2 Iron Hands attack onto the little fellas. There's always the capability of us getting Greninja plays off. Depends on if the opponent actually stabs down Manaphy or not. That is the main question. If they're not doing that, we really need to go for that Radiant Greninja play to get rid of these little Dreepies. The cool thing is we didn't slap down any Greninja quite yet, so maybe they think it's priced. We also, they're actually gonna go for like 3 Dreepies, no Manaphy inside. Interesting. I think the attack, although now that I think about it, since we do play Prime Catcher in the list, we can also attack with Iron Hands and go with that. But with Tatsugiri in the active position, they might actually Iono us. There's an Earthen Vessel as well. They can Pokéstop if they want to. Counter Catcher gone. Interesting. We do have a high amount of retreat costs right there, so that could be kind of a liability. Iron Hands could take 2 prize cards, then we can Iron Bundle into another 2 prize cards. That is potentially what we could do. Or we can already, yeah, there's the Iono. I expected as much. We did have Colress, but on the other hand, there were no switch outs. I did have Mirage Gate there though, but maybe this hand will give us something better. Okay, Greninja's here, Prime Catcher is here. A couple of things are still missing. Colress was on the bottom of the deck, so maybe we can Pokéstop first. There's always a Rotom, a 2 prize Pokemon there as well. Okay, I would love to use Greninja as the attacker here. There's a Nazball. I'm instantly gonna use that because then we can reshuffle the deck. Just in case things are not working out, we go for Cramorant. Iron Bundle, also a great card to be using here, but I'm gonna just get out. There's 3 Colress in there, there's a Boss, there's a Palpat as well, so we should be able to get to some great numbers here. Then Radiant Greninja as well, also with threat right here. Yeah, first of all, I'm gonna try and go for flower selecting. Yeah, Iron Thorns, definitely don't need that. We can get to enough cards. We have double vacuum here. That's kind of crazy. Concealed cards, more switches. Where are the Colress's experiments, right? So we switch to this guy. Flower selecting again. We need Colress. That is not a Colress. It is an energy though, so one Mirage Gate could get us to some crazy stuff as well. We're gonna switch cards into this guy. We're gonna be giving him an escape board. We're gonna be going for flower selecting. And with escape board and Pokéstop, you could actually get to 10 quite easily. There's the Mirage Gate. That means we can use... I'm actually gonna have to Pokéstop here. We do have Palpat, so it's not too bad, I suppose. So get rid of some stuff. There is another vacuum. That's kind of nuts. We don't need all of them. So I'm actually just gonna vacuum away our own vacuum to get rid of the Pokéstop. Sayonara. We're gonna be attaching an energy onto Greninja. We're gonna be going for a Mirage Gate, getting the lightning energy. Actually, the psychic energy is not too bad here. Sprinkling is also fun, but we probably need the lightning energies. Let's just go with that. This is probably better. Let's go, let's go. And now Greninja can do miracles. And in this situation, I am actually very amazed by the fact that they didn't have an energy of the turn, so we can get rid of that Natu, and we can get rid of a Dreepy, and off they go, get rid of these energies. We do have Super Rod, one more Mirage Gate, and we can do it again, unless they have Manaphy. So you see all the different strategies you can go for with this list, and we do get that Colress, fantastic. Not a lot of cards remaining in deck, but having that Colress here is beautiful. As I was saying, the Mirage Gate activates all of these attackers, Iron Hands. There is the capabilities of using Bloodmoon a little bit earlier than you saw, and that we did use that in a future box matchup. And if we don't have any Sableye Scratch Hands, you can get away with a lot of wins for sure. We did burn a lot of switch outs, might I add. There's 3 of them in the Lost Zone, and if we take a look right here, there is 3 switch cards as well. So we only have 1 switch card remaining, but we do have the Prime Catcher still left. So there is that. And this one does have a rescue board, meaning we always can get 1 flower selecting off at least. Lost Zone count currently at 8. With the Colress we will be at 10. And there's still a Psychic Energy in the deck, meaning we can use Sprinkles if we want to. Sprinkling 12 damage counters does seem nice, but we will still need to take 4 prize cards. So the main plan of action could become Iron Hands onto the 1 prize Pokemon that is up front, and then using Bloodmoon to take down the Rotom. If they ever take prize cards, because now their energy acceleration is gone. It all depends on which ace pack card they are playing. If they're playing Neo Upper Energy, they can attack. If not, Greninja can have another go. And that means if they don't have Manaphy up on board... Oh, there's an Iron Bundle. A Hyper Blower. I don't know if they can get an attack off, but let's just promote this Comfey. We can always attach up the turn and retreat. There's a rescue board on the Tatsugiri. Oh yeah, they can actually knock it out with Jet Headbutt. So maybe I should have done that differently. But yeah, then one of these gets removed from the board. They take 1 prize card, but that's just fine. A 1 prize situation is not going to change the fact that we're going to be using Radiant Greninja once again to swoop the entire field. Since we do have Super Rod, the only thing we are missing out is a Prime Catcher. I'm not going to Prime Catcher here. Yeah, they're going to retreat. And they're going to attack with this guy, which I don't mind. Then we take care of Dracloak. And I would say another Dreepy. So their drop power is actually diminished quite ridiculously. Sounds like a great plan. Then there's still weak HP Pokemon up on the field, which is awesome. Okay, here they come. Maybe I should have promoted Cramorant, but then the Cramorant would have been stuck. I want to save my Prime Catcher for other targets. Ow. Yeah, that hurt. Comfey getting knocked out, but it's fine. And this can also still get trapped, by the way, so might be worrisome. Boss's orders, that's great. Here we go with the Colress's experiment. There's the Mirage Gates we really want. Let's take them all. We're gonna have to Super Rod some water energies in. So let's do that first. Super Rod, Bloodmoon comes back. This energy. This energy. Don't think I'll need the lightning energies for now. Shuffle these in. And now we Mirage Gate. Get lightning. There's a psychic. Greninja at it again. Taking more prize cards than ever before. We can vacuum that one, so we don't want to draw into vacuum. So I think I will vacuum away the Comfey. And I'm actually going to get rid of this one. Sayonara. Then there's going to be flower selectings going around. Another Mirage Gate. More Mirage Gates are better. We can already power up this one and then try to fetch something for the Ampu very much. That could be a thing, but there's 2 lightning energies in the discard pile. Could already Mirage Gate here. First of all, let's retreat. Which Pokemon? They're not going to be taking, at this point, if they sprinkle, they're only going to be taking 1 prize card. So the Mirage Gates, we're going to have to save them. So for now, it's going to be Moonlight Shuriken and say goodbye to Dragapult and say goodbye to Dreepy. Yeah. Say goodbye to all of them. Let's go. They have Colress, they have double Mirage Gate, we have Prime Catcher, we have everything in hand. So let's see if they are able to Iono us to a 0-card hand. They did burn a rescue, well, it was Counter Catcher that they burned, meaning that we should be safe unless they have Prime Catcher in their list. Like if they Prime Catcher Comfey, still there's going to be 1 Comfey remaining regardless. Could have already Mirage Gate some energies up on the field. We only need to take 2 more prize cards. Unfortunately, maybe I should have taken down the Xatu instead, because then even if they evolved the Dreepy, it would have still remained there. But they only used 1 rare candy, so I couldn't take the chances right there. Ultra Ball coming down, but I also want to make sure that the amount of cards they draw is really low. So the amount that, if they have Iono, it's going to be really painful. Or an unfair stamp. I don't want any of those. There's a Radiant Alakazam as well, which can be troublesome. And I expect to get Iono'd here into Oblivion. So that's going to be still pretty close. There's a boss. What? No way. They're bossing up this unfair stamp? Nope, not even unfair stamp. This game is locked and loaded. Ladies and gentlemen, the Turbo Lost Zone deck is kind of nuts. It is kind of nuts. I'm a big fan of it. So you guys should definitely check it out as well. If you haven't already, we did showcase that we were able to win against like a lot of archetypes here. No need to show more. We can use the attack of the Greninja once again, but currently we are in a situation where we need to find, like currently in our discard pile. Yeah, I think we need some Super Rods, right? Yeah, I should have checked what it was still in the deck, because currently I think there's 1 lightning, 1 psychic, but I'm not 100% certain. So I'm actually gonna have to go to dig for some resources. Let's go. We still have Prime Catcher, so it's all right. Switch card, Super Rod. There's a Super Rod here. Bloodmoon. Yeah, do we need Bloodmoon? Like we Super Rod, energies back. We still are not able to attack. Like with double Mirage Gate, we can amp you very much. Like there's so many things we can do. I don't think I'll need this. I'll take these. Let's go. And now we can Super Rod all the energies in that we want. All the different ones. This one, this one, this one. Let's all shuffle them in. And now we have so many options. We can either Prime, we can just Mirage Gate. We're gonna be taking amp you very much time. It's amp you very much time. Here we go. Mirage Gate number 1, lightning, this one. Thank you. And then Mirage Gate number 2. Activation. 1 of these. Let's go. And then another attachment of the turn. We could have used Bloodmoon, but it's fine. And now, who are we gonna amp? We're gonna be amping the Tatsugiri, because sushi is ridiculously tasty. And now we're gonna be taking 2 prize cards on that Tatsugiri. He's gonna be feeling it. It's gonna be ampy very much, and the Turbo Lost Zone deck wins once again. So let me know how you feel about the Turbo Lost Zone deck down below in the comments. We're gonna be playing some more games with other decks, so I'm on a tight schedule here, so hopefully you guys are appreciating the content that we're pushing out every single day. If you are, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. It always, helps the channel out so much, and I want to thank every single person that has been watching ever since 2011. We've been doing this for over a decade, and now finally the YouTube algorithm is going crazy. So I want to thank everyone out there. If you still want to be going the extra mile, slapping the hell out of the like button only requires 1 tiny second of your time, and go check out our sponsors that make the videos possible: Dragon Shield, Your Playmat, PokeTownStore.com, and CardMarket.com as well. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for more Pokemon TCG awesomeness. Peace!